Good morning. How's everybody doing? I finally made it on for a Saturday morning again for the first time in what, a month? Almost? Almost, something like that. It's been a while since I've been on here on a Saturday morning. Hello. I'm still kind of dealing with my little back injury from the gym. Hurt myself. Like I said, I sustained my first injury on my fitness journey. Sustained my first injury, and it was all due to, it was me. It was all due to me not moving properly, because I was flipping a tire. I was flipping one of them big tractor tires, and I wasn't hinging properly. I kind of bent over at the lower back while I was doing it and snapped it out of place and threw it out. But it was so cool though, because last night when I got to the gym to work with Coach Drew, I told him about it. I was like, man, that last session that we did, I did something to my back. He's like, okay, here, let's try this. And he laid me down and he like had me do these funky movements, you know what I mean? And then he put these things between my knees and told me to squeeze on them real hard. And then I reset it. And I was like, whoa, that was cool. But now I just woke up this morning and it's in pain again. So anyway. If I feel like, if it looks like I'm kind of like moving or talking kind of slowly, it's because my back is yelling at me again. Anyway, though, we gotta get a little chit chat in here. What's up, people? Morning, man. Y'all tuned in quick. I'm on the right channel, right? Pretty sure. I try not to do this on my main channel, so I don't think I'm on my main channel. Okay, cool. I mean, I could, I guess. That would add some spice. That would add some spice, but there are so many subscribers on that channel, I probably wouldn't be able to keep up with the chat if I ever did that, So, anyway, yeah. Good morning. There's Enchanted Cottage. We got Amy, Edwin, Mary, Sherry. What's up, y'all? We got a few Marys in here, don't we? My coffee's right here. I always got my coffee in the morning, man. And I kind of feel a little bit guilty for it because, I should be hydrating first thing in the morning. I should be drinking just water. But that was kind of another one of those nights, man. I'm just getting used to it now. Remember, I was complaining a few weeks ago. Just like all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I started having the funkiest, weirdest ass dreams. And that hasn't really gone away. Not really. I guess I'm just kind of getting used to it. I don't know if it's an ascension symptom or what it is, but Leah's complaining about it. I hear other people complaining about it. So I know I'm not alone. I just don't. Whenever I'm done with whatever little dimension I'm playing around in, whenever I'm done with that little experience, I want to tune out of that and focus on this one. But I can't really, I can't really. When I wake up into this dimension, I'm still thinking about that last place. And I wonder if that's what it's like when you die. You know what I mean? I wonder if that's what it's like when you die. I wonder if you wake up, you just want to tune out of this life here. I'm done with this life here. But when you're on the other side, we got to talk about that little, you ever thought about that? I want to just forget about that damn Earth game, Nope, you got to go back. Same thing with the weird, funky dream world. Nope, you got to go back. You got to go back every night. That's an interesting thought. Am I creating karma in those dimensions? Am I creating some kind of energetic tie that I have to keep going back and whatever that place is, man, I got to keep going back and, see, here's the funny thing too. And this is kind of trippy. This is kind of some of the places that my mind goes when I start thinking too hard, This is the funny thing. While you're dreaming, you wouldn't even be able to comprehend that that's not real. You wouldn't even be able to think, oh, this isn't really happening, Not really. Maybe sometimes we have some lucid dreams and we're kind of aware of it, but we're not fully aware of this life, You know, even when you have a lucid dream and you're like, oh, okay, I'm dreaming. Cool, you know, you're still not fully 100% cognizant of everything that encompasses this dimension, you know? Isn't it kind of weird? And in that dimension, everything makes perfect sense. Everything. You know, you are in a place that you don't recognize. You've never been there before, but you know exactly where you are. You're hanging around and talking with people, and sometimes you've never even seen these people before, but you even have, like me, I don't know about y'all, but I even have memories. When I'm in that funk, I even have memories. It comes packaged with a plethora of memories from a lifetime lived in that dimension that aren't real, you know? It gets pretty trippy, man. It gets pretty trippy. Consciousness is a weird thing. Consciousness is a very weird thing. Very weird thing. That's actually what really began my spiritual journey, was to try to figure out the nature of consciousness. And the deeper I dug, the more frustrated I would get, because I would find out nobody fucking knows. Not really. Not really. Now, they know a lot more than they let on. But as far as, well, let's just leave it like that. Your average person, your average doctor, your average neuroscientist doesn't really fully understand the relationship between brain and consciousness. Not really. Not really, you know. But anyway, that could very easily, I'm gonna go ahead and stop that right there, because that could go down a pathway that we don't want to flirt with here on YouTube, you know. But anyway. Appreciate y'all's positive feedback. Thank you. What are y'all up to today, man? Oh, like I said yesterday, I did the longest personal reading I've ever done in my life. Somebody bought 5 readings. I've never done that before. 5 readings. Somebody bought, one person paid for 5 readings. And that's what I did yesterday. That's why I didn't do the weekend forecast, because that honestly zapped a lot of energy out of me. I had to sit and do 5 readings, 5 personal readings. It's nothing for me to go live and, you know, do 12 little mini readings for the zodiac signs, you know, but whenever I'm locked into a personal client dealing with a real situation, real situations, and I'm really having to pull in some serious energy for 5 readings, it's like doing spiritual push-ups, you know? Spiritual push-ups. And there's enough things that get thrown at us when you're on a spiritual path. There's enough things that get thrown at you that challenge you spiritually. You know what I mean? That right there was a big one. That was like spiritual and psychological push-ups, you know? Oh yeah. I deal with that enough though, man. I deal with enough of that shit. I was telling y'all the other day, energy attacks. Energy attacks. Oh yeah, that's part of this job. It's a part of it. But as long as you take it as an opportunity to grow and learn, it'll really strengthen your spiritual muscles, you know? Oh yeah, it'll really strengthen. I've noticed that over the past couple of years, I'm 1,000 times more spiritually strong than I ever have been in my entire life, because I'm constantly figuring out ways to combat energetic attack. That's part of this job, man. Anybody, I know there's a lot of people out there that want to be an entrepreneur in the spiritual community. That's part of it. Just to warn you, you know, that is a part of it. Absolutely. There's Manhattan. What's happening? What's up, Manhattan? Yep, spiritual push-ups, man. I'm telling you, spiritual push-ups. At the end of the day, it's all a training of the mind. That is the biggest. I mean, that pretty much encompasses when you're on a spiritual journey, training of the mind, y'all don't, I don't even, not even myself, I probably don't even really understand the full scope of how indoctrinated we've been. You know what I mean? Not the full scope. Like, it goes back decades and decades and decades and decades and decades. The full scope of the indoctrination. You know what I mean? So it's been pretty well ingrained into our minds to view and perceive things a very specific way, and undoing that wiring and learning how, when, and where to shift your focus, you know, is the biggest, that's pretty much what encompasses everything on the entire spiritual journey. You have the ability to completely rewrite your own neural circuitry with the power of thought alone. And it starts with something small, something very, very, very small. That's what it starts with, okay? And I know that I always use this example, but I mean, this is anything in life, anything and everything in life. Money, for example, you know? When you figure out how money is manifested and reverse manifested, you have to start training the mind to think differently, you know? And at first, it can give you a headache. It can give you a bit of a migraine. It can give you a panic attack, you know? And after a while, you'll notice, whoa, I'm thinking like that on my own, and I didn't even realize it. I think I told you all this story, but the very first time that it really, really, really smacked me and dawned on me was about a year ago. And like I said, my biggest thing was always gas. It was always gas. I always had to get the smallest engine, you know, that I knew would burn the least amount of gas so I could run around and go all over the place. And I just pulled up to a gas pump, filled up the tank, let the thing click, hung it up, drove off, and went, whoa. I didn't even notice the price of gas. I didn't even think about it, you know? I remember when I was programming myself. I remember when I was in the process of the programming to not worry about those kinds of things, you know? And now that's become the new normal. That's become the new frequency, the new vibration, you know? It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Any of y'all want to moderate for me? Who wants to be a moderator? Let me know. Let me know. We need some new moderators. All right. All right, Jason, I got you. Astro Geek, I got you. Appreciate y'all. Thank you. All right. And Kelly, I got you. All right. All right. Now. Anyway, so yeah. Part of this entire journey here has really, and that right there is psychological push-ups. Psychological, you know? So here on this spiritual journey, one of the biggest things that I've noticed, especially this year, I think this year it's been one of the biggest challenges of any other year. And none of you, I highly doubt that any of you can actually honestly say that you're not spiritually stronger now than you were before. None of you can really say that. I guarantee you can. We have been put in a position where we have to be able to trust the universe. We have to. We absolutely have to, you know? It's really, really cute to say that you do. It's really, really cute to be able to say, oh, I trust the universe. And then when you're put in a position where you have no choice, no, you don't. No, you don't. You freak out. You get scared, don't you? You freak out and get scared. So this is where distinguishing ego from intuition comes in. This is where distinguishing ego from intuition comes in. What is the difference between the ego and the intuition? See what I'm saying? What's the difference? Well, the first thing that we have to do is figure out, what does the ego do? What's it good at? Okay? The ego loves to feel like it's in control, you know? The ego loves to have a sense of foresight. I see what's coming and I'm in control. So if I can foresee a challenge, I can logically, analytically plan and figure out how to overcome this challenge. But then when the ego doesn't have a sense of foresight, the ego freaks out because the ego has been programmed to work against the intuition and not trust the universe. So we've all been going through this period of testing. How much trust do you really have in the universe? A lot of people have proven that they have none. A lot of people have proven that they have none, you know, a whole lot, myself included. I'm guilty as well. Don't think that I haven't freaked out. Don't think that I haven't. But you know what I freaked out about? My biggest scare over the past couple of years has been how asleep the planet was. That's been my biggest scare, how asleep the planet was. Oh yeah. Scared the hell out of me, dude. Because I guess it's kind of natural that we just assume that people think the way we do, you know? And whenever I first stepped off onto this path, I just assumed everybody else was doing the same thing, you know? I just assumed that everybody else was also in their little awakening bubble, you know, in their little learning the truth and figuring out how this dimension functions and operates and whatnot. I just assumed that everybody else was doing the same damn thing. I assumed that everything that I knew was common knowledge, you know? And then when the moment of truth came to see, I seriously thought that the whole planet was wide awake. Like I seriously thought that in my mind. Seriously, like I didn't question it. I really, honestly thought that. And then to see that the entire planet was sound fucking asleep scared the shit out of me. I kept it real quiet and didn't really advertise it, but I did go through a period of extreme like depression and fear for about 6 months. I was like, there is no fucking way the planet is this dead asleep. But now, thank God, I can actually honestly look out and I see it in my comment sections all the time. I see it in my inboxes that actually everybody now is wide fucking awake. It took a big old slap, didn't it? It took a big old slap to wake everybody up. I'm gonna get some water. Hold on a second. Oh. Anywho. Trying to figure out what I'm gonna do for work. I might go ahead and get started on the weekend forecast. I really need to be adding new material. You know what I mean? Like actually valuable material. Because we're at that point, like I've told y'all a million times, we are actually there. I don't know, nobody really knows an exact timeline, but I would predict in the next 2 months, that we're really gonna see massive transitions. You know, let's just put it that way. We're really, I think in the next 2 months, gonna see massive transitions. And I've explained a couple of times that my job here, by the way, like me saying my job is to train you how to open your eyes and how to use your mind and how to train your focus and how to operate, you know, how to use your focus properly. And I'm seeing it though. I'm actually seeing it every single day. So, but I gotta keep it going, man. I'm feeling this nudge spiritually. You know, you're falling off track. Get back on track, you know? So, anywho. was so fucking drained yesterday, dude. I was so fucking drained yesterday, man. I don't really want to talk too much about it, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to like put anybody's personal information out there or anything like that. But that was one of the most intense tests that I've had so far on the spiritual journey was yesterday, when I had to sit and do 5 personal readings in a row. And and it gets to the point, it's weird, where I'm reading and then everything gets all hazy and foggy and hazy. I'm like, you know that feeling? See what I can compare it to. Now, I was horrible in school, so this might not be a very good example or analogy, but if you've ever studied, like for something like in college or something like that, and you ever just read something and you just keep reading the same book and studying and cramming and studying and cramming to the point to where you're looking at the word and you can't even read it. You know, I'm looking at this word and my brain just can't even decipher what the word is. That's how it gets. That's how it gets. That's how it gets reading these little shits right here, man. It'll get to the point to where I'm like, I can't even tell you what that card is or what it means. You know, it's just, everything just gets blah. Because it's really weird, this thing that you have to flip on in your brain while you're reading that opens up all these doors, you know, to allow this flood of information to come in. And it'll actually drain the life force energy right out of you. You know what I mean? Yeah, reconnect with nature. Yeah, it's really hard out here in the desert, man. It's really hard. It's really hard. It's difficult. That's another reason why I was saying that I'm looking forward to the cool air. You know what I mean? That's another, because like I love to go outside, take my shoes off, go outside, walk around. It stormed yesterday. And we felt the storm coming in too, you know, we felt it coming in. And because it doesn't storm very often here in the desert, you know, but it stormed yesterday. And it's very, very difficult to get out in nature. Very, very difficult, you know, when it's 120 degrees outside. Very difficult. Very, very difficult. But the most healing, I mean, I can't say that I was glowing and floating on a cloud, but the period in time in my life where I did the most healing all at once was when I lived up on the northeast coast in Maine, you know. I look back on my story and it was just like universe was like, all right, you need to do some healing. I'm gonna take your ass and I'm gonna put you all the way up here on the northeast coast and I'm gonna keep you there. And dude, I don't know if any of y'all are from or have ever been to Maine or anywhere up there in New England. Nature. Whew, vast nature. It's just like a forest. It's just like a forest. It's just basically like a big ass forest. You know what I mean? And they don't have central air up there. It's very backwoodsy. So unless you get like one of the little window units, it's just pretty much normal for everybody to sit around their house and sweat in the summertime. I'm not trying to make fun of nobody, but it's really strange, and I never really quite understood exactly why. I don't know, but I remember I moved there. It was in my first 2 weeks there, you know, and this one day, you see, what I'm used to, like where I'm from, even in the ghettos, houses come with an air conditioner. That's just part of the house, isn't it? You know what I mean? That's just comes with every house. Even in the ghettoest of the ghetto-y ghettos, houses have air conditioners. Now, a lot of them, the crackheads will break in and rip all the copper out and shit, but I mean, they still have an air conditioner. But the point that I'm getting at is that a lot of people don't run the AC because they don't want to jack that bill up. So sometimes if people, you know, can't really afford to pay their electric bill, they will sit around and sweat a lot, you know? So my first couple of weeks up in Maine, it's in the summertime in May, or, you know, in the spring and summer, and I'm sweating and it's hot. It's like a good 95-degree day, and I finally broke and said, yo, can I turn the AC on? I don't care. I'll pay the whole bill. I don't even care. And the girl goes, what do you mean AC? I was like, the air conditioner. Because I was just assuming that she wasn't running it because she didn't want to pay the bill. You know what I mean? She goes, I got no AC. I was like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? Go find the thermostat on the wall and turn the AC on. She didn't know what I was talking about. And this was a nice house. This was a really nice house. It was a nice 2-story house in a nice area. There was nothing, you know what I mean? She's like, we ain't got no AC. And she goes, we don't have that up here. And I didn't believe her. I was like, yes, you do. You know those 2 big things, those 2 big units that sit outside the house? She goes, no, we don't have that up here. Only rich people have that. I was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, I'm going to show you. I'm going to point it out to you, and I'm going to show you. She was right. They don't have AC up there in Maine. They don't have it at all. They don't have it, man. So we did end up, though, getting a little place with one of those units. It was not even really like a regular window unit. It was weird. It was this funky thing that would hang on the wall inside. I don't know. It was a strange state up there. Anyway, nature. And there was nothing to do. Nothing. I lived in the smallest, teeny weeny little 1-horse town. And this is where, right before the entire year and a half leading up to my YouTube channel popping off, is I was living up there, and I did lots and lots and lots of healing. I did more healing in that 1 year and a half than I probably, that was the biggest chunk of healing that I've done all at once. You know what I mean? And then, of course, I got kicked back out into the craziness and struggled from that point, and everything went all crazy again. You know what I mean? But anyway, whoever it was that said that you need to reconnect with nature, yeah, I absolutely do. It's just very difficult here in the desert. Very difficult, But it doesn't make it impossible. There still are, like, what's it called? Mount Charleston or something like that? I think that's what it's called. There's this big old mountain up there. A lot of nature up there. Just right outside Vegas. You drive right outside Vegas up this mountain. And we even went up there last winter when it was snowing. There was snow all over the ground, It's like maybe 50, 60 degrees down here. And you drive up that mountain, it's freezing cold, chilly, and there's snow all over the ground. And there was grass and trees and stuff. And I'm like, whoa, this is weird. This is cool. Right here, this close to Vegas, there's grass and trees and snow, and it looked like we were in California, It's pretty wild. I got a cactus thorn in my hand. This is what it's like to be a plant guy. How in the hell did I get a cactus thorn in my hand? There we go. Damn it, come on. Damn it, Bobby. You and your damn cactuses. Anywho. Who's ready for fall? Red Rock? Yeah, Red Rock's badass. I think, hang on. Oh, no, never mind. Yeah, there is a place called Red Rock, but I was thinking of something different. We went, it's not in Vegas, but it's a little ways out there, to the Valley of Fire. Dude, this is one of those places. This is one of those types of places, the Valley of Fire, that doesn't even look real. I mean, it looks, can't say it doesn't look real, but it's just the prettiest, like, desert. I don't even know how to describe it. There's huge cliffs and mountains and these amazing, the sand out there. I don't even know how to explain it. If anybody else knows how to explain the Valley of Fire, it doesn't even look real. It looks like a movie set or something. You know what I mean? It looks like a movie set. It's crazy, dude. And we walked this little trail in between these 2 big cliffs, when you're looking up at all these pretty red rocks and shit. And it's like there's this red beach sand. You know how beach sand is? Real fine and soft. Well, it's red. And you take your shoes off and walk barefoot, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it probably isn't real. It probably isn't. Yeah, we don't get to see too much of the leaves changing here. Not a whole lot. I got a pine tree in my front yard, you know. Know what I mean? Anyway. Anywho. I'm trying to think of something. Like, I know I've been talking for the past couple of chats about how I'm looking forward to the cold weather. I don't want to go on that tangent again. But I think it is, at least, I looked at the weather and it's getting to the point to where it's going to be gradually cooling. You know what I mean? Like by 5 degrees. I think like next week this time, the high is going to be like 95. Which for here, that's good. In the 90s, that's good, you know? Your average day in the summertime here is what? Anywhere between 106 and 115, you know? New material? As far as my tarot card readings, man, I got a lot of ideas that I've been procrastinating. I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't gonna lie. I've been procrastinating on all kinds of stuff. I need to start doing career readings. That's one thing that I need to do. I need to, and we talked about this like a month ago, and I still haven't done it. I said what I need to do is I need to look and see how, I don't even know how a career reading is done. I've never even seen one. I don't even know how a career tarot card reading would be set up. You know what I mean? I don't even know. So I just got to start getting new ideas, man. But what I mean when I say that I got to start adding more valuable content is I got to start teaching energy again. You know, I got to start mixing energy behavior into the readings again, you know? Because like I said, it's cute, you know, you from where I stand, like, oh, okay, yeah, your relationship's toxic, whatever, get away from them. Let's say you're in this relationship, it's really, really toxic, and you make the decision to get out of it. That's great. But if you don't change your frequency, if you don't begin actually healing the part of you that attracted that situation into your life, you're gonna just experience it all over again. You know what I mean? So almost any tarot card reader can tell you, you know, you have free will. You have free will. You can do whatever you want. Doesn't matter what these cards say. But me as a reader, I'm different because I can tell you, well, here's how you got to this point, you know? And if you want to get to this point, this is what you do. You know, that's where I am. And I've been slacking on that a lot lately because I've been getting kind of lazy. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'll be all the way real with you. I've been getting kind of lazy and I've been slacking on that. So here for the last little bit, I've just been, you know, this is what happened. The person that you're dealing with, you know, feels this way and here's the outcome. That's not helpful. That's not valuable. You know what I mean? It's not valuable. It's really, really easy, and there's a lot of readers out there that do. Just lead you in a circle. Just lead you in a circle with no, you know, doesn't lead you anywhere. It's just lead you in a circle around and around and around. And I don't want to be one of those readers that just lead you in a circle. I want to be able to at least say to myself, with a clear conscience and a clean heart, that after you get done watching one of my readings, you have something to think about. You know, you have a tool. You at least have a tool, at least one tool that I can start playing with this. And if I choose to start using it, I have the potential to change my life. You know what I mean? That's my job and my responsibility. I've just been getting lazy. You know, my job can be just as frustrating and annoying as any other job, man. Oh, yes, it can. Oh, yes, it can. Yep. Anyway, though. Anywho, that's what I mean. But again, I kind of trailed off. Career readings. I've never even seen a general career reading on YouTube. Never even seen one, you know? I don't even know how it would be structured, what to read exactly. I don't know. I don't even know. But I've been it's probably been a good 6 months. I've been telling myself, okay, I'm going to do that eventually. I'm going to do that eventually. I'm going to do career readings eventually. And I just haven't done it. I haven't done it. I haven't even looked at it, dude. I haven't even looked at it. I haven't even looked at it. You know? So, anyway, I do need to do more general stuff, you know, more general stuff. Oh, anyway, though, I just kind of do what I feel led to do, but I have been being lazy lately. Spiritual advice, yeah, I know that's, oh man, I've been procrastinating that one more than anything. You know, I need to do just an all signs advice. An all signs advice, you know? Advice on your situation. That's what I need to do. I think the last time I did one of those was a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. I used to really be heavy and hardcore on incorporating all that, you know? But here lately, I haven't, so anyway. What's stopping me? Me. I'm stopping me from doing career readings because I'm being lazy. I'm stopping me. I've been too fucking lazy, man. I don't watch other tarot card readers, like I said. I know some, if you ever see me in like a chat, like sometimes if I see one of my people that I call my companions and my buddies in the tarot community, like Ramblin' Mike or Illust Illuminator, or, you know, there's a couple more, but if you, like, sometimes the most that I'll do is I'll pop in and say, hey, just showing some love, and then I'll pop out, you know? I don't actually sit and watch the whole reading, but yeah, I haven't watched any readers in a long time, you know? So I don't even know how to structure a career reading, and all I need to do is get on YouTube and click YouTube, hang on, I need, career tarot card reading or some shit like that, you know, and I need to sit and watch one, you know, and not to try to steal somebody's content. We talked about that the other day, but to just see what is it that I'm reading exactly. Like, how does it start out, you know? How does it start out? What is it that you're looking for? Because with me, I can only speak from my own experience, and when I very first started getting into the tarot, it was to gain clarity on an emotional connection type thing. You know what I mean? And I never ever even looked into tarot card readings for career. So I don't know anything about how a career reading would actually be laid out, or what it is that what intention to put into it, or anything like that, you know? So whoever that was that said, what's stopping you? Me, I'm stopping me. Because I've been lazy, man. I've been like, oh, I don't feel like doing that though, man. Maybe I should though. I can't make no promises, man, but I'm gonna make it a very strong point that as soon as I get off of here, I'm gonna look up some career readings, you know? I'm gonna look them up. And didn't Illust do some career readings? Illust Illuminator? I think she did. I think I remember within the past 6 months or so seeing that she said she was going to, but like I said, I never watched. I don't know. I don't know. So do career with angel cards, not tarot. Well, I don't really have any of those. The only other thing that I have is this here that we talked about this that one time. It's my oracle. But here's another thing about these is that, and this is just all me. I'm just getting in my own way. You know what I mean? This is seriously. I don't know what this means. I would have to grab the book and look it up, you know? Wouldn't that be kind of irritating to see somebody on video flipping a card and like, let's just say, I don't even know how to pronounce half of these here. Arrow. So see, you get the arrow card. Well, I gotta get the book and look up the arrow card. Where's it at? Hang on. And then there's a couple of, like, many arrows on this card. Your mind is flitting in many directions and your thoughts are scattered. However, you are being urged to bring some order into your life and make plans. The only way for you to achieve your dreams is by decluttering all those thoughts well enough to determine that what they even are. You know, and there's this little paragraph that it gives you here, and then there's all this stuff here. So that's what's kind of holding me back. I have been wanting to introduce other types of like an oracle reading or something like that, but I would rather have something that like actually has it all on the card. You know what I mean? I'd rather have something that has it all on the card. I just got this deck here because right before I left Maine, when my channel first took off, I had planned to start adding oracle into my readings. I had planned that, you know? So I bought this deck of oracle cards. And then when it came time for me to leave Maine, for those of you who have been following me long enough, for those of you who've been following me from those days, you know that was very like sudden, abrupt. That was kind of a tower moment. It wasn't expected. It wasn't expected. So I just grabbed just enough stuff to fit in like a backpack. And I left these oracle cards there. So I got to thinking a couple of months ago, I want to get that deck that I left up in Maine, and maybe I'll start adding it back in. I'll pick up where I left off from there. And then I got them and I'm looking through them and I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. They're pretty cool looking. Smoke, prayers, cool looking card. I don't know. But this Mercury, maybe that's what I'll use this Mercury retrograde for, is to think about, you know, some changes to be made, but let them kind of flow smoothly. You know what I mean? Because that's one thing on any kind of creative path that you're on, you know? Any kind of creative path where you're doing something, especially if you have a creative career, then you don't really want to just jump in and try to tear everything apart and just because you're bored. You know what I mean? I've done that before and it's always disastrous every time I've done that. Every time I've said to myself, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to start doing it this way for no reason other than I'm just bored. It always is disastrous. You know what I mean? It's always a disaster every single time. So anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. Yeah, I need to make me a deck, don't I? Oh, check this out, y'all. Check this out. Y'all know my favorite card, right? The Magician. Well, I'm getting all the elements of the tarot to put on my wall. I got my pentacle right here. I'm gonna be getting a cup, a wand, and a fucking sword. And they're all going on my wall. I would be the Magician in a tarot deck. Yeah, I'd be the Magician. I might make my own little magician card. I might set up once I get all my stuff delivered, my sword, my wand, and my cup, I might set it on the table and take a picture of myself and make my own magician card, you know? That'd be cool. That would be really cool to design my own deck though. That would be cool. It would be Rider-Waite based though. It would. Yes, it would. Pages, knights, kings, and queens. Pages, knights, kings, and queens. All the regular major arcana. You know, I wouldn't deviate too far off of, you know, if I made my own deck, I would want it to be to where you could look at the card, and you have to be somewhat familiar with the tarot. If you're not familiar with the tarot, then you know, I'm not talking to you. For those of you who are familiar with the tarot, like this deck right here, I could just show you it for a second and you can tell that's the King of Pentacles, obviously, you know? Or let's see here. This is very obviously the Seven of Pentacles. You don't really, you know what I mean? It doesn't say what it is on the card. It has no name on it, but you can tell that's the Seven of Pentacles, you know, because this is Rider-Waite based. It would be something to that effect. It doesn't take a whole lot to figure out this is the Queen of Cups, you know? Doesn't take a whole lot to figure out that that's the Emperor. That's how I would make a deck, to where you could look at it with no, you know, title on the card. Doesn't take a whole lot to figure out that that's the Fool, you know? That's the King of Swords. So that's how I would make a deck, to where you could just pretty much look at it and tell what it is. you know, for the most part. That's how I would want to make it. I've not really found too many other readers who are like me, and I'm all about Rider-Waite, dude. It's just to me, like if they said, "All right, Rich, you're only allowed to have one deck of tarot cards for the rest of your career, the rest of your life. You're only allowed to have one deck, and that's it." Rider-Waite, Rider-Waite, yep, sure would. Rider-Waite. Absolutely. All day, every day. I mean, there's a lot of decks that I love, but man, at the end of the day, Rider-Waite. Simple. Simplicity is bliss, y'all. Simplicity is bliss. And it gets the job done. It gets the job done. I don't really like tooting my horn about the money that I make, but let's just say that it gets the job done. You know what I mean? I don't need anything fancy. I don't need, you know what I mean? It gets the job done. The job is to read tarot cards. I don't need anything extravagant and fancy or over the top. I'm very much, maybe that's my Virgo nature speaking right there, but simple and efficient. Very simple, it's very efficient, and it gets the job done, you know? That sounds like a Virgo-y thing to say. That's probably my Virgo moon and rising speaking there, but yeah, man. All day, every day. If you told me you're only allowed to have, but I probably wouldn't take this one. Oh, I got another cool one too, between these two. If I was only allowed to have one though, I'd probably take my baby here. Remember, I sold the other one on eBay, and as soon as I made the decision to sell this, I had to get a new one because it's mandatory that this be a part of my collection. I'm seriously thinking that this right here is probably my favorite deck that I've ever owned. You know, most beautiful Rider-Waite deck. It's got the gold edges. You know, it's the Neo Rider-Waite. But I found another cool one, dude. Check this out. Tarot Vintage. Tarot Vintage. Look, if you can see, it's kind of hard to see on the camera. I couldn't get an accurate depiction of it until I actually got it in my hands. But you see, it's like they look vintage. It makes them look all old and used and whatnot, you know. And I actually had to go order this from Lithuania. I think I said that right. On Etsy. I had to go to Etsy and order this, and it got shipped from Lithuania because they hadn't even released it on Amazon yet. It was there, and I ordered it, and it said, "We'll send you an update when it ships," and it gave an estimated date of like a week and a half. And then that week and a half went by, and then I got an email saying, "Well, we're not really sure when they're going to release this title, so we'll update you." And the last time I did that, I pre-ordered the Gilded Tarot Royale. It took 4 months for them to release the title, you know? I had to pre-order the Gilded Tarot Royale 4 months in advance. I was like, I'm not doing that shit again. I got Etsy now. So I went to Etsy and I got the Rider-Waite, or the Tarot Vintage. See what I'm saying? And they do. They look kind of old, but the thing that I like the most about these is that the cardstock is really, really sturdy. I'm gonna see how long it takes for these cards to actually wear out, because these things are so sturdy and made out of such perfect cardstock that I guarantee you I could make these last longer than a year, you know? But like I told you the other day, man, that one lady made hers last 45 years, dude. So, but anyway, no. If I had to pick one deck, it'd be this one right here. This beautiful baby right here. Look at that, isn't it pretty? And in real life, when you're looking at it too, it has like glitter. It has like glitter. And the glitter wears off, but it's like it has golden glitter all over it too. I love it. Love, love, love it. And it shuffles so nicely. It's not too sturdy, not too flimsy. I love this one. Anyway, though. Anywho. Do-do-do-do. Anyway, I don't even remember what point I was making just now. My back's starting to feel a little bit better. Sustained my first injury from the gym. Whew. Oh well, I think I'm gonna take this weekend as a rest day, or as 2 rest days. I think I'm gonna take 2 rest days, you know? Anyway. Yeah, I do need to make my own deck. I do need to make my own deck. I don't even know how to go about doing that. People have said it's easy. But the last time I actually looked into it to see what it would take, like what all it goes into making your own deck, it didn't look that easy. It didn't look all that easy. It looked, unless I'm looking in the wrong spot, it looked kind of challenging and difficult, you know? It looked a little bit challenging. Yeah, that is another one of those ideas that has been kind of lingering in the back of my mind, you know? And I've been procrastinating. Kind of like the career readings, same thing, you know? It's been lingering back there. And I'm like, yeah, I'll get to that one of these days. I've been procrastinating. On my career, all I've been thinking about is fitness, dude. All I've been thinking about is fitness. And I know when you're on like a fitness journey and that fitness mentality, procrastination is a big no-no. Big no-no. So I've been putting all of my energy into not procrastinating fitness, and I began procrastinating on my career, you know? So, all the challenges that come with being an earthling. Anyway. Healed a toothache? That's cool. That's one of the big things that I've been into lately, is figuring out how to heal myself. That's been a big thing. But the thing is I always have to figure, like my back, I have to figure out how and why I manifested it, you know? And it's so funny too. Here's the funny thing. I was watching a video with a doctor who is a holistic healer. And he said, it's funny because he said, 90% of men who suffer from back problems suffer from lower back problems because they carry the burdens of the family, of all that stuff. They carry all the burdens on their back, you know. And women who suffer from back problems, it's always in their upper back because women carry their burdens on their shoulders. That evening, I ended up with a lower back problem. I'm like, but I'm not really carrying any burdens though. That's the thing. I don't think. My life is very relaxed and chill, you know? I like to think that in my entire life, my life for the most part now is the most relaxed and chilled it's ever been. So I got to dig a little bit deeper and figure out how I manifested this. But that's the cool thing about healing. You know, when you dig and dig and dig, okay, how did I manifest that? Why did I manifest that? And then as soon as it clicks, it begins healing. That's so cool. So cool. It's true, dude. I swear it's true. You know, you hear a lot of people like Dolores Cannon and whatnot talking about that kind of stuff. And I will try anything, y'all. I'm one of those types. Ever since I stepped off onto my path, I'll try it. I'll give it a try. Anything, you tell me anything, I'll give it a try. And I'll be able to, because I don't like people who cast opinions based on nothing but hearsay. You know what I mean? I don't like that. If I'm going to have an opinion, if I'm going to have a solid opinion, one way or the other, it's going to be based on my own experience. I want to experience something before I form an opinion. So I begin hearing things about self-healing. And one of the very first things you have to do is figure out how and why you manifested that for yourself. You know? So, and for me, so far, and Leah's been doing it too. She's been doing it too, you know? So far, every time, you gotta go deep, man. You gotta go deep. How did I manifest this? Why? Universe, please let me know how and why I manifested this. Sometimes you'll get the answer immediately. Sometimes it'll be a couple hours later when you totally forget about it. I'm cruising, I'm going to the store or whatever, and then it hits you. That's how I manifested this. And the minute I make that, have that Ace of Swords moment, it begins healing, you know, every time. Every time. So anywho, who got blocked? Did I accidentally block Edwina? Or was that, I don't think so, I didn't. I didn't mean, I was trying to add y'all as moderators. Oh well. I don't know how do I unblock that? Did she get blocked? She or he or whoever? I'll look into that when we get off of here. I will look into that. Anyway, I hope not. If so, I apologize. I didn't mean to. I was trying to add moderators. I'll look into it. I'll figure it out. Anyway, yeah. That's been one of the biggest, you know, aside from fitness and aside from tarot, aside from manifestation, healing has been probably the underlying big thing that I've been really working on, you know, healing. And that's the thing with me, when I'm on a path, when I'm learning, when I'm in learning mode, I'm very quiet. I don't talk a whole lot about it. I'm not like, you know, there's a lot of people out there that they hear something that's really cool and they think they know everything overnight. You know what I mean? I'm not like that. I have to be able to, first of all, figure it out, then keep repeating it over and over again until I feel like I get good at it. And then once I get really good at it and start seeing results, then I start talking about it, you know? So I'm still kind of in the middle of figuring out healing, figuring out how to heal like injuries and illnesses and stuff like that. But we don't really get illnesses, not really, but injuries, like, or any ailments. Like Leah, the other day, got a migraine, which is very rare. She doesn't get headaches. So I said, well, what are you gonna do? She said, I gotta figure out how I manifested it, you know? There you go. So me, like with my back here, in order to heal it, I gotta first figure out what was I trying to tell myself, you know? How did I manifest it? And then as soon as I figure that out, it begins healing, you know? But anyway, pretty neat, man. Pretty cool. Yep, that's my next path, I think. I don't know. YouTube is weird about their notifications. I don't know how that works. I have no idea. How the YouTube, like, sometimes, like, I'll have everybody show up in my inbox. I'm not getting notified. I don't know. I really honestly don't know. Like, I'll do like on those days, pay attention. On those days where I'm doing like 5 videos in a row, I'll go live, all signs, weekend forecast. 1,000 people show up. You know what I mean? Then 2 hours later, I'll go live, whatever, Aquarius, and then like 30, 40 people show up. I'm 5 minutes into the video and there's like 40 people. And I'm like, damn. It's like YouTube just, I don't really feel like notifying right now. I'll notify later. Maybe I'll notify. I don't know. I really don't know. It's out of my hands, you know. Totally out of my hands. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. It is going to be about time for me to get up out of here in a couple of minutes, though. I usually like to keep these little talks and these chats right at about an hour. So, anyway, though. Yeah, I don't know what's up with YouTube and those notifications. I really don't. I don't know. I could come up with a lot of theories, you know. Like maybe I was shadow banned. Maybe I was shadow banned for giving too much truth, you know, teaching things that they don't want people to know. I don't know. It's a theory, but I really had no idea. But I just think that YouTube is fucked up, because like I said, I'll go through and like do individual sign readings, and I'll be on Taurus, 400 or 500 people show up, and then get off of that, go to Gemini, 50 people show up. You know what I mean? It's just like YouTube's like, oh, I'll notify whenever I feel like it. You know, so I don't know. I don't know. Appreciate the positive feedback. Thank you. Anyway, it is about time for me to hop up out of here, though, y'all. It is about that time. About time to go get me a bite to eat and get pumped and ready for the day. So I'm gonna make it a very strong point to get a lot of content on my main channel today. So anyway, appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'll see you. Don't hold me to this, but I might be back on here doing a chat tomorrow morning too. All right. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day.